Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist? Type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired. We can feel alone as perfectionists, that no one else gets it, the immense amount of pressure, also because no one is talking about the isolation we feel. We don't want to look vulnerable or look like we don't have our shit together. So what do? We plaster fake smiles on our faces. We post, our highlight reels on Instagram. When people ask us how we're doing, we say we're fine. We say yes and commit to things that deep down we don't really want to be doing. We drink wine to take the edge off or eat cake to stuff down our feelings, our opinions, and our desires. And all of that is built on this premise of we want to pretend that we don't feel alone. Because when we feel alone, we feel like no one else will understand us or accept us. The antithesis of that is like, if you really knew me, you wouldn't like me. We put on a show, and perfectionists are really, really good of everything appearing to be okay on the outside. Like we bury the truth in hopes nobody will ever find it out. What's really interesting about this feeling of being alone is that most of the time there's family, there's friends, there's coworkers, people around you all the time, yet you can still feel completely alone. Why is that? Because underneath all of this pretending to maintain the perceptions of the put togetherness you have on the outside, underneath that is like the person that you want to be. That person is your whole authentic self who is being suppressed. Perfectionists are at the most risk of having this suppression because as a perfectionist, you experience more pressure and expectations that are coming from multiple angles. Whether it's at home or in your career, you are supposed to be the one who has all the answers. You are supposed to be the strong one. You are supposed to have your shit together and to be in total control. You are the dependable one. And with that, there comes this belief that there is no room for your own doubt and fear or anger or frustration. So you put on this mask and you act like you got it all figured out in order to please and meet everyone else's expectations of you. Perfectionists, we also have this added element of like acceptable sedation or acceptable suppression that plays against us. Because as perfectionists, we sedate that part of ourselves that's like, that feels like it's screaming on the inside. With work, with projects, and the grind of busying ourselves. We bury ourselves in productivity and the pursuit of making more money to make a better life for ourselves and for our family. And we get praised for it. Like society gives us permission that not only is it acceptable, but it is honorable what we are doing. I mean, we even get awards from it. And that makes it even more difficult to recognize that this is a damaging behavior. So much harder to break free from it because we are under the spell of, well, we're just trying to provide, a good life for our family. We're just trying to be the best person that we can be. But in reality, what we're doing is we are avoiding that feeling of disconnection that we feel within ourselves.
a lot of us perfectionists, we really enjoy the appearance of being good. We have everything on the outside where it's like you're making good money, you have an awesome relationship, you have your health, you have your family, cars, house, vacations, whatever. That creates an atmosphere where it doesn't give you any space to express the pressure you feel or the desire that you do have to expand and that you want to create more for yourself. But you're unable to do that because there is a lot of judgment and shame and guilt that comes up from other people. And also a lot of judgment that comes up from yourself too. Like, how dare you want more? Why can't you just be happy with what you have? Why are you so ungrateful? What's wrong with you? Most people would die to have your problems. As if anything outside of you or having a certain lifestyle means you are immune from having fears, having desires, and having painfulness in your life. This dynamic that only reinforces the feeling that we have as perfectionists that we're alone, something is wrong with us, and nobody really understands. Like, nobody gets it. Also, the dismissal of get over your perfectionism, just like cut off this essential part of who you are, like overcoming perfectionism, try not to be such a perfectionist. That only drives us deeper into the perfectionism pit of isolation and sedation. Here's why this alone conversation matters. Because the power that you seek to produce the results that you want in your life can only be found in your authentic, real, whole, perfect self. Like, there's a version inside of you right now who is 1,000 times the achiever that you are. They're a better parent, they're a better partner, they're a better leader, they have better sex, they're a better athlete, they're in better shape, they make better decisions. That person is already inside of you. They just got to be activated. No part of your life can be transformed the way that you want to transform it until you extract the power that you have inside. If you're feeling this is a little woo or Tony Robbins for you, don't leave the episode yet, because we're getting into the real meat right now. The way you're able to extract this version of yourself that is just dying to come out and play is you have support. When we're dealing with something that we don't know how to do, because no one's ever taught us to be who we are and to leverage our perfectionism, when we feel that we have no guidance and that no one understands us, it is a struggle. I struggled alone for so long, like decades. And it's why I am all in on rewiring perfectionism, specialize in perfectionists, because all of our struggles as perfectionists, like, we have the tenacity that they can simply be flipped to challenges. Because even though we're doing something difficult, when we are in connection, we become energized. Like, the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, it is not just like an exchange of one-to-one coaching or proprietary tools or information. It's a source of connection. When you're isolated, every choice that you make is from a perspective of fear. Like, whether you can consciously see it or not, this results in your decisions and your life becoming a reflection of fear instead of a reflection of your true, secure, whole, perfect self. When we're disconnected, you can't heal or grow. You are stunted. All that you can do is just simply numb and sedate and bury. You know that this is happening for you. Like, the way that this was like a huge aha for me is that if you are perpetually addressing your life from a future state, if you're saying, I'll be able to connect with my kids and start spending time with them after school once I finish this project. I'm going to start dating once I get to this goal weight or once I make partner at my firm. I'll focus on my health after I XYZ, right? I'll launch my side hustle after the holidays. There's a big, huge perfectionism sign of like isolation happening. Connection isn't something that happens to you. That's victim mentality right there. Mamba mentality is it's a choice that you make. It happens when you give yourself permission to be supported. Strong people get support. Strong people get support. The strongest people get support. I remember feeling so proud of myself for doing it all on my own. I was doing things without anyone's help. Like I was like a department of one in this $500 million corporation for global public relations and communications. Doing things without anyone's help was like my greatest source of pride. Pride can misguide us in very dangerous ways. I also almost worked myself to death. Like it's easy to mistake isolation for independence and being stubborn for being strong. It took me several years and like my health, my doctors being like, you're killing yourself. Never getting the support that I craved was like laying boulders on top of my potential. That's what it's doing to you. If you imagine like your potential and what you can do right now, if you are not getting support for rewiring your perfectionism, it is like you are putting yourself down in a deep, dark well, like the girl from The Ring. The difference between a challenge and a struggle, it's not how difficult what it is that you are doing. It is how connected we feel to support along the way. When you begin coaching with me and you join either the Accelerator or Perfectionism Optimized, you are doing harder shit. Definitely. Like you're here to level it up. We step it up together. But the difference is that it never feels like a struggle. It feels like an exciting challenge and a game because you're connected to support the entire time. When you are doing something that feels really hard, but you have guidance and you know that you have a soft place to land, it's much easier to approach it. You have someone that supports you. You have someone that cares about you. And it's like you're not alone. The difficulty or the ease of what we're doing is not the issue. Our mind might think that that's the issue. For me, it was because what I was doing was so difficult that that's when I finally got myself the support that I desperately needed. If I would have gotten that 5 years before, man, my life would be so different. How we like double fuck ourselves as perfectionists. We'll be doing something that is surface level easy. And we're like, this is so simple. This is so easy. But we will be losing it internally, not because of what we're doing and its difficulty. That's partially what drives us crazy. It's because we're dealing with the stress alone and we haven't been able to take leverage over our perfectionism to use stress in a way that fuels us. We're using the same crappy coping mechanisms that we've been using our entire life. This is why I designed the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator so that it can fit into your lifestyle. It is designed for busy perfectionists. You can book one-on-one coaching sessions through dynamic scheduling, and there is also daily accountability check-ins that you can do with me via text. No matter how demanding or dynamic your family life is, you always get the support to help you succeed. You can choose today to get the support that you need. I offer it in the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator. If you want your prosperity, your performance, your peace, and your presence to soar at a level that you can't even imagine right now, then I invite you to come and join us. You can do that at CourtneyLiveGavin.com/accelerator, or there's a link in the show notes. If you choose to join the accelerator, when you look back after the first 6 weeks, you will realize that this is one of the best decisions you've made in your entire life. Not just joining the accelerator, but that you deserve to get support, no longer isolate yourself because you are in a community of perfectionists that are getting rewired and that are optimizing our perfectionism so that we have ownership and control over our lives instead of all these other things having ownership and control over us. Where this inspiration came from today was from the Jax Mannequin song Dark Blue by Andrew McMahon, my favorite musician. He talks about, have you ever been alone in a crowded room? So listen to that song and join the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.